Welcome back, guys, to Phoenix Wright Spirit of Justice, where we've returned to our normal setting, as now Apollo is going to have to defend Trucy Wright from the accusations of involuntary manslaughter of the great Mysterious. A magical trick gone wrong! We now begin the magical turnabout proper by continuing to question what happened that day. So we continue, the great Mysterious. Who exactly is this Mysterious? You said he used to belong to Troupe Glamaye, right? Wait, you don't know who the great Mysterious is, Apollo? He's super famous. He's all people talk about on TV. Really? I just assumed he was one of Trucy's assistants. Wait, it is the dead, Apollo. So how did the two of you come to perform together, Trucy? Well, like I said, he used to be a member of Troupe Glamaye. He was a protege of my granddaddy, Magnifique Glamaye. So the TV station arranged for us to perform together this time because of that connection. Did he continue performing as a magician after he left Troupe Glamaye? No, he got injured while practicing for a show about 13 years ago. That's why he left the troupe. After that, he took a break from magic for a while. I'm pretty sure it's a recent thing, him getting famous again. I only started seeing him on TV again maybe last year. I had nothing but respect for Mr. Diaz as a magician. I can't tell you how sad I am this happened. I can't imagine how traumatic it must be to have someone die during your big show. Oh, but hey! Don't worry, I'm fine. I have to stay strong for my fans. Really? My bracelet is reacting. People tend to unconsciously tense up when they're trying to hide something. And when I pick up on their distress, the bracelet around my wrist starts to feel tight. So I guess this means that Trucy's trying to hide something from me. Well, I guess you give my bracelet a touch. Why hide something from me? You know how this works. I can see things others can. The slightest twitch, gesture, or change in expression. Yes, I can see it all when I'm concentrating intensely like this. And when people are feeling tense, they sometimes reveal a certain habit or little tick. I'll just shift my viewpoint around until I find Trucy's nervous tick. Okay then, anywhere? Okay, I think I found a telltale tick, I just moved up slightly. Now to listen carefully to every word and see what she gets shifty-eyed over. Then I'll perceive whatever she seems nervous about to get to the bottom of things. So don't worry, it's okay. I'm fine is what she's up with. She's not fine, that's what we're learning about this situation. Why lie? Come on, Trucy. You should know by now that you can't hide anything from me. Don't tell me that your bracelet reacted. Yep. And here I thought my smile was going to do the trick. Looks like I broke the first rule of being a magician. A true entertainer always keeps a smile on their face, right? That's why that weird smile was going on. I remember hearing you say that before. That's right. It's a Khura'in motto that my daddy used to say before he passed away. I'll never forget it. It's one of the few precious memories I have of him. You can't keep everything inside, Trucy. You'll burst. Why don't you tell me what's bothering you? I can't. If I did, you wouldn't believe in me anymore. That's not true. As an entertainer, you believe in always keeping a smile on your face. And as a lawyer, I have a belief that's important to me as well. Obviously, we're presenting our attorney badge, if anything. I'm a lawyer, you know. Your attorney's badge? I swore on this badge that I would always believe in my client to the bitter end. That's the cornerstone of being a good lawyer. Mr. Wright taught me as much. So no matter what you tell me, I'm going to keep on believing in you, Trucy. All I ask is for you to have a little faith in me, too. Alright. Thanks, Polly. Alright, the truth. Give us the truth. Polly, what if I made a mistake? What do you mean? What if it really was me who stabbed Mr. Diaz? What makes you say that? Well, in my escape trick, I used both a real sword and a rubber sword. I switched the real sword for the rubber sword just before I stab it into the coffin. So even if somebody had been in there, the rubber sword shouldn't have hurt them. But Mr. Diaz was found dead in the coffin. I know, it just doesn't make any sense. I know I swapped the swords. You're absolutely sure? positive. I practiced that trick hundreds of times with no mistakes. I remember very clearly swapping the swords this time too. But could I have made a mistake this time? Could she really have? Well, I better get going. Huh? Where to? To practice my act, of course. Her show's only a few days away. You're really pushing yourself. Didn't you practice until late last night too? Yep, because everything's got to be just right. Maybe I really did kill Mr. Rios. Trucy. The worst possible mistake I could make. Such a horrific accident. Right in the middle of my show. And yet, all I can think about is, now this has happened, Troupe Khura'in will get its performance rights pulled. There'll never be another show. Everything my family worked so hard for will be gone forever. And poor Mr. Rios had his whole life and a great career ahead of him. I ruined everything. I destroyed it all. I took it all away. Polly, I'm ready to pay for what I did. Trucy, I don't think you did anything wrong. You don't? I've had one question going through my mind this whole time. Was this accident really your fault? What do you mean? I don't have any proof or anything. It's just, I don't think you'd ever make a mistake like that. Apollo, I saw how hard you worked on your trick, staying up late every night to practice. And I know you. You always get everything picture perfect. Nobody's perfect all of the time. Still, I think something else caused Mr. Rios' death, not any mistake of yours. After all, you're sure you swapped the swords, right? Yes, I remember doing it. And I just know it wasn't your fault, Trucy. But how can you say that? We don't have any proof it wasn't me. I mean, I know you're a great lawyer, Polly, but I believe in you, Trucy. And I believe in your skills as a professional magician. So I'm going to prove your innocence. Don't worry. You're going to be fine. Thank you, Apollo. Thank you for believing in me. I'm going to believe in you too. Good. I'm sorry. I need a tissue. I've never seen Trucy cry like this before. She always seems so strong. But maybe sometimes she's just putting on a brave face. She's still just a kid after all. And you're not. So, I have to ask to make it official, but will you let me defend you? Yes. I'm counting on you. I don't want to have to cancel the show on its opening day. Right. She seems fine now. Trucy, let's win this trial together. Unlike some people. It's nice to see Athena's still around. Well, we better get right to investigating. Come on, Athena. Wipe that nose and let's go. Excuse you? Did you see any snot on my face, Apollo? Yeesh. Talk about an emotional roller coaster. We'll need to investigate the stage at the Penrose Theatre where the body was found. Yeah, I hope no one will try to stop us. Well, someone will. If you're going to the Penrose Theatre, can I ask you a favour? Of course. What is it? I left a very special notebook behind in my dressing room. Sure, we can pick it up for you. That notebook is really, really important to me. I don't know what I'd do if anybody read it. Wow, I wonder what's in it. The notebook is in my blue handbag on the table. It's big and black. You can't miss it. Thanks in advance. And with that, I've got to go. It seems they've got more questions for me. Alright, see you later, Trucy. So, should we investigate the stage first, or go get the notebook? Well, that is a question of itself. I guess I got any ideas of what to do with you. Go get the notebook, examine the stage. One of the two. Any ideas? which we should go for first? What's your preference here, Athena? It must be so hard for Trucy, yet you saw how bravely she held back her tears. Maybe you should practice a little of that bravely holding back your tears thing too. And by maybe, I mean your nose is running again. Enough with the snot shaming! Haven't you ever heard the song Into Each Life Some Boogers Must Fall? I'll take your word for it. Yeah, Boogers. Is that, what parody of song is that? Bet there's some song with that kind of title. We have to investigate the Penrose Theatre from top to bottom, and talk to every single person involved as well. Wow, you're really fired up. Of course, Trucy's entire future depends on this. The agency's entire financial future too. I'm still wondering how we're quite as poor as we are as an agency. Surely we're famous by now. I mean, Phoenix Wright is actually getting reported about his affairs in other countries. That must mean the Wright agency is getting a lot of press coverage and is of top interest. It was reported before a murder, after all. Well, let's go to the Penrose Theatre or the Penrose dressing room stage. Where to first, you know? Let's go to the outside. We'll walk our way in. Oh, it seems that there's someone here. The person you were trying to call is not available. After the tone, please record... I've tried calling Mr. Wright 100 times, but he never picks up. We've left him some voicemails, so he'll probably call once he gets them. He's gonna flip out when he hears what happened to Trucy. Hey, this is the place. The theatre where that magical murder happened. Oh yeah, wonder if they brought the dead body out yet. I hear they already arrested the murderer. They say it's a young girl. Yeah, a high school student. Can you believe it? Kids these days. What's with all the curious bystanders? They sure are kicking up a fuss. How dare they call Trucy a murderer? They've got some nerve. We can't let people think that about her. We have to defend her. Are we going to go around in public and do it? Apollo, is that you? Hey, Emma. Emma? It's sure been a while. How have you been? Ah, can't complain. I haven't seen you in ages. Emma is not usually in the best of moods, so I never quite know what to do or say around her. Well, we have some business to take care of, so I guess we better get going. Hey, wait a minute. What? Was this something I said? You're dumb right, it's something you said. What's with you brushing me off like that? We've got heaps to catch up on. After all, we've been through. You're not still mad at me about something, are you? Sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. Just give us some snackaroos, it'll be fine. Who's this, Apollo? Oh god, older woman! No! A distant cousin or something? No, Emma's a detective I've had the pleasure of working with before. Hello, I'm Ema Skye, forensic investigator. What? So you're finally a full-fledged forensic investigator? Yeah, I finally achieved my lifelong dream. You get an armband for becoming fully qualified by the look of it. Look, I even have an official forensic investigator armband and everything, see? That's great, Emma. I bet the exam was really hard, huh? Oh, it was a cinch. Really? Because I thought you said something about failing it over and over. Well, never mind that. The important thing is I'm not a plain old detective anymore. So no more boring old investigations for me. I'm so happy I could hug the whole world. Coming for you, that's really something. Criminals beware. Fingerprinting, luminol testing, DNA analysis. Ema Skye is raring to go. So bring it on. Wow. I guess it's goodbye grumpy clouds. Hello fanatical sun. She's very cheerful, isn't she? Is it because of the weather or something? She sure wasn't like this before. She was pretty frustrated back when she was assigned to the criminal affairs department. And she was always munching on chocolate snackaroos, or snackoos even, to relieve her stress. Snackoos and stress are a thing of the past. I've said goodbye to both of them. And may you never have to see either again. By the way, are you two here because of the murder? Murder? Don't you mean the accident? Oh, then I guess you haven't heard. The case is being treated as a straight-up homicide now. What? Just so you know, I heard that the prosecution is going to argue tomorrow that Trucy outright murdered Mr. Elias. What? Are you kidding? They're treating it as a murder. Emma, please tell us everything you know. Of course, anything to help Trucy. You're on our side for this, are you? Is this where we're supposed to start with? There were so many options to go to. Let's ask more about the incident now that we know it's being treated as a straight-up murder. Why is the case being treated as a homicide now and not involuntary manslaughter? Well, apparently, there's something that proves it was a straight-up homicide. Well, that's vague. Do you know any of the details? No, I'm afraid that's all I was told. Really? How come? Well, because the lead prosecutor's kind of a hard guy to read. Though maybe it's just a culture gap thing. Anyway, he's not one to really share his thoughts. Wait, what do you mean by culture gap? I mean that he's a foreigner, so his way of going about things is different. So who exactly am I up against tomorrow? Ooh, the prosecution. Should we skip to that or just ask more about Emma? We'll get the answers in a second. Let's talk about Emma. Congrats on finally becoming the forensic investigator you always wanted to be. Thanks. I failed that exam so many times. I finally did it. I can finally use my forensic kit openly whenever I want. Oh yeah, you used to have to stealth use a kit you sent away for. Oh, I still use that one too. But now it's more of a hobby kit. It's important to have hobbies too, you know. So basically, nothing's changed. Are you kidding? I don't have to worry about getting in trouble for taking fingerprints for fun now. It's positively life-changing. I can take all the prints I want. Are you sure you're allowed to do that? Sure, I'm sure. Let me collect all the prints I've taken into a personal database. Now, hold out your hand. I need to get your prints too. Just promise me you won't use them for evil. I can't believe she took my prints too, Apollo. Yeah, do we really want to give her our prints? That could get us in so much, like, weird danger. Just being matched to things that we won't relate to. I don't know. We're on a database now. The Ema Skye database. Let's find out about the prosecution. Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth has been reorganized in the prosecutor's office lately. As a part of that effort, he's gotten rid of a lot of corrupt prosecutors. Oh, cool. So the prosecutor's office is looking really empty these days. There's a lot of corruption then. And that's how our foreign prosecutor got assigned to this case. That's part of it, yeah. We were short on prosecutors and this guy just happened to be visiting. What's the purpose of his visit? Well, some insurgents of the Kingdom of Khura'in are thought to be hiding out here. As an international prosecutor, he apparently came to investigate the matter personally. So he's from the Kingdom of Khura'in? That's right. He's also a Khura'inist monk. A monk? So how did he get assigned to this particular case anyway? It seems he's very devoted to furthering his studies as a prosecutor. He wanted to learn how crime scenes are investigated here, so he just showed up. So he was just curious, huh? He looked the entire crime scene over quite earnestly. And just as everyone else was ready to call it a case of involuntary manslaughter, this is most certainly a murder. The cruel act of an impure soul. That's what he said, just like that. Then he volunteered himself as the prosecutor for this case. With a shortage of prosecutors right now, the prosecutor's office was glad to have him. So Trucy was arrested for murder all because of this guy, huh? I have to say, he's definitely not your typical prosecutor. He says court is where a victim receives their last rites. Where the truth is revealed, the criminal is judged and the victim's soul sees salvation. Receiving last rites in court allows the victim to finally rest in peace, or so he claims. So to him, a trial is like performing funeral rites for the victim, huh? That's certainly a unique way of looking at it. His name is Nayata Samadhi. Sadmadhi. Oh. See, me in pronouncing names, where names can, you know, you get like things where it could be pronounced completely different to how it would be normally. Nayuta Sadmadhi. I'm trying to figure out if that's a pun. It sounds kind of normal. If it's a pun, I don't get it. Nayuta Sadmadhi. What? Nayuta Sadmadhi? That's right. What, do you know him or something? Oh, I guess you could say I've heard of him. Yeah, well, he is pretty famous. Really? Yes, they say he travels the world, solving difficult case after difficult case. Where there's a hard case to crack, he's calling to prosecute it. Wow, sounds like he's going to be tough to beat. I can't believe this. I had to stand in court against him? He seems like a very kind and gentle person, though. He's very polite and understanding to everyone he talks to. So he's a pretty agreeable guy, then. Yeah, he's bound to see what kind of person Trucy really is. But don't they hate defense attorneys in Khura'in? Would he even listen to what we have to say? I don't see why not. He certainly seems like the type of person who would. Even so, do you think you could do us a favour, Emma? Could you tell Prosecutor Sadmadi about Trucy, about what a good person she is? Of course. Leave it to me. I'll make him understand there's no way Trucy could have committed murder. I hope he listens to reason. Me too. This is looking pretty bad, Apollo. They're calling it a murder, and they've even got proof. What are we going to do? Look on the bright side. That's what. Bright side? What bright side? Well, the good thing about there being proof is that it has to point to the real killer. If we can find out who that is, we can prove Trucy's innocence. Oh, hey, you're right. Which means our objectives are clear. We have to find two things: proof of Trucy's innocence and evidence of the true culprit's identity. You know what, Apollo? You're starting to give me a glimmer of hope. And that means there's only one thing to do. Emma, would it be alright if we investigate the scene? If I said no, you just do it behind my back anyway, right? Would I do something like that? Guess the jig is up. Oh, alright, but I'd better come along. Who knows what sort of mischief you get up to if I'm not there to keep an eye on you. Mischief? Sounds like Emma trusts you about as far as she can throw you, Apollo. He has been known to move things around the scene of a crime, you know. And what about you? You used to do all kinds of forensic tests on things without permission. There's nothing wrong with that. After all, forensics is always on the side of justice. How was that even remotely fair? Except for the time where you can have hair follicles planted, DNA planted, everything planted, and the forensics could turn up completely false because of that. But you know, hopefully the forensics can tell that they're planted too. Yeah? There's pollen spores. Right, well, we talked to you for the most part, so let's move on in. What do we want to examine first? The dressing room or the stage? Do we want to pick up this bag yet? Is it safe to pick it up when Emma's around? And so we move to the dressing room. I hope someone's feeding the animals. There's a Governor thing. The flowers from Governor's in the middle. Clavier's been here, has he? The dressing room looks just the way it did before the incident. All these items look kind of lonely about their owners. We have to find Trucy's notebook for her. Let's see. She said it would be in a blue handbag on the table, right? We should see what else we can check out while we're here. I guess we're examining first then. You've got the any ideas thing again. Right, well, let's check out the blue handbag first. That's the important point after all. Oh, here's that handbag Trucy was talking about. I feel a little funny about digging around in a girl's purse. I guess it's okay to open it. After all, she did ask us to. But not you, Apollo. Let me do it. Let's see. Huh? No, not this. What's this? Oh, wow, she has... Oh, Trucy, you are bad. What is it? I want to see too. That's funny. She said it was a black notebook, right? But there's nothing like that in here. Maybe Trucy was wrong about where she left it. Let's keep looking around for it. They really did that about her handbag. There's nothing bad about it. Look at all these costumes. I bet they're all Trucy's. Oh, could you tell by the scent? Are you like some kind of bloodhound or something? I'm her assistant, not a pet. Also, you saying I go around sniffing her? Sniffing her stuff, her clothes. Oh, these are from Prosecutor Gavin. Roses, huh? I like him. Pretentious. They might be pretentious, but you know what? He makes it work. Apollo, I've noticed this for a while now, but you get awfully prickly when it comes to Prosecutor Gavin. You think so? I mean, don't hate him just because he's beautiful. But that's not it at all! I mean, I love him because he's beautiful, obviously. Everyone loves him because he's beautiful. Not because he's quite intelligent and talented and... Oh, swoon. Hey, these flowers. They're from Lamira. Lamira? Where have I heard that name before? She's a famous singer. They call her the Siren of the Ballad. And she's pretty popular. Why would a famous singer be sending Trucy flowers? Well, we met her through a case I headed up once. Wow, your circle of acquaintances is bigger than I thought. Lamira. I don't know why, but her songs really touch me for some reason. I hope she's doing well. And will that reason ever be brought to the front? Aren't these nine-tailed flowers? You know, those flowers only grow in Ninetales Vale. Oh my goodness, you're right. There's a card here, and a letter to go with it. The card says, "Good luck, Trucy, from Damien and Jinxie Tenma." Mayor Tenma and Jinxie, huh? What does the letter say? Let's see. Oh, there's a message for you in here too. Please tell Mr. Demon Lawyer I said thank you for everything. Thanks to him, I overcame my fears and now I'm not afraid of yokai anymore. And guess what? I've even become friends with yokai like It and Momen and Konaki Jiji. No matter what happens, I guess you'll never grow out of a demon obsession. These flowers are quite interesting on themselves, so we checked out all of that. We checked out the handbag. Is this a notebook? What's this? A script for the show? It says Bonnie, so it must belong to that bunny assistant we saw on the show. Ah, magic show script. You and I got to see the first two parts, up to the end of the 10:20 AM segment. Was that really the end though? But this Mr. Reyes' fire trick, we didn't get to see that part. This will be dangerous, make sure the fire bucket is ready. Yeah, because they cancelled the show after the accident. Hey, there's a note about the fire trick. This will be dangerous, make sure the fire bucket is ready. Gotta think of it, when Mr. Reyes turned into a dragon, it breathed fire, didn't it? Coin tricks and fire tricks were Mr. Reyes' specialities. Maybe they had some big finale planned. When Mr. Reyes and Trucy would face off in a grand magical showdown after his revival. Maybe they did. The fire trick was cancelled due to the incident. Alright, what's in this big suitcase here? Look at all this stuff. I bet it belongs to that bunny assistant we saw on the show. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. Does she really need all of that? I mean, I don't think I've ever seen so much makeup. When it comes to sheer number of items, your desk back at the office isn't any better. Those things are the natural accumulation of 2 years of work, and they're all necessary. Really? Instant noodles and crackers? Of course, I need those for when I have to stay at the office all night prepping a case. And the comic books too? Oh, of course I need those too. Manga these days are super realistic and informative. I need them for research. Uh-huh. I see. So you need to research street fighting in the funnies, do you? Yes. What about it? Why are you so negative? Oh, look at the adorable little bunnies! Rabbits, huh? You used to have a pet rabbit. Really? You? You don't look the type. What do you mean? What's wrong with me having a pet rabbit? Aren't people who have rabbits as pets usually the quiet, sensitive type? Well, pardon me for being so loud and insensitive. Not much to do with the bunnies there. Trucy put some posters up, I see. Oh, here's one of Chupacabra. Chupacabra, magical menagerie, huh? Looks like a bunch of folks dressed in outfits a bit too gaudy for their age, if you ask me. But isn't that pretty much how all the best magicians dress? Was Chupacabra really such a big deal back in the day? I guess so. Everybody in the country knew them back then. They had great tricks. Like making a building disappear, or escaping a safe drop from a helicopter. Wow, I was in Europe at the time, so I had no idea. But if even you know about them, then they must have been really, really famous. I see them a lot on TV. I think it was back when I was in junior high. The one in black was the original leader of Chupacabra, Trucy's grandfather. His name was Magnifique Gramaye. The one in pink with a mustache, that's Zach Gramaye, Trucy's late biological father. Oh, and look, there's Mr. Reyes. So this poster's from back when he was a member of Chupacabra, huh? Trucy said he left the troop after he was injured during a show or something, right? Ah, the 13-year-old poster has been added to the court record. Interesting. Just about the 13-year-ago injury is the point of that bit of evidence. It's a dove. Trucy must use it in one of her tricks. Yeah. There's another birdcage next to it. I wonder what's in that one. Cockatoo! Cuckoo even. What in the world was that? It's a walrus. It's a walrus. I am the ape man. Do, says Jim Carrey. Well, with that done, another episode is finished as we basically start off our investigation segment. The notebook, however, is missing from Trucy's handbag. Other things are within it, but not what we were looking for, which makes a certain kind of driven motive kind of appear. If it contains what I think it does, maybe Tupkamaye's tricks in that book, it would make for a very valuable prize to try and steal. Will that be the case? Will we find it in another case? Find out next time on more Spirit of Justice. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.